What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a super low effort shot that's going to save you multiple strokes on your next tournament round. Super simple, really easy to learn, something that saved me a ton of strokes on my during my tenure of playing. But yeah, let's get into it. So for this shot, it's mainly used for approaches where you don't put yourself in a rough situation, which I tend to do relatively often. So all you need is a super flippy driver. I have a spot specifically in my bag just for this shot, and I have this old Vibe that it's been in my bag forever. You can see it's beat to crap, but this is the disc that I use for this shot, and it's only used for this shot. Now you'd say, Hunter, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a slot in my bag for this one specific shot, and that's fine. A lot of you have roller disc slots in your bag, and that disc would work perfectly for this shot. So let's say you are throwing off the tee and you kick a tree and then another tree and then a third tree like normal because they have magnets in them, and you end up in a really rough spot where you can't really get good footing. You're really stuck and limited on what you can do with your body. This shot works perfectly for that. So let me show you. So say my shot landed right there in a cluster of trees. Basket is right down there on the left. Now, you could go with the patent pending, but it's a little awkward with the downhill. And you could go with the forehand, but that tree right there is blocking you, and you got more trees you got to miss on the other side. It's a perfect opportunity to throw this shot. So, how do we throw this shot? Super simple. You'll hold it like you're throwing a forehand, except you're gonna rotate it up like this. Okay, you're gonna come right over top of your head like a hammer, just like this. And when you release it, all it is the flick of the wrist, okay? You're throwing a forehand from up top. What that's gonna do, it's gonna cause the disc, it's gonna come out like this. It's gonna slowly pan to its face, and it's gonna slide up to the basket. Now, I will say, depending on what kind of ground you have in front of the basket, in this instance, on the right side, we have a little bit longer grass. And on the left side, you have some harder, more slidable area. You're probably gonna wanna aim for the left side because this is gonna get caught up in the grass just like any other disc. It's gonna get caught up in the grass, it's not gonna slide very well. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna aim for this left side over here, let it pan out, hit that hard spot in the grass, and slide up towards the basket. See if we can get a circle one look. Just like that. Now obviously, that shot did not slide all the way up to the basket, which is fine. We've put ourselves in a rough position. We can only ask for so much. Now, where the shot ended up, relatively simple. Circle one putt, whereas if you would have thrown either of those other shots, you could be looking circle two or worse. All right, so here's another precarious situation that you could find yourself in. Shot landed right there, smack first available. Happens all the time. The forehand route, you've got the tree right behind this tree that's blocking it. And then the patent pending or backhand route, there's that tree right there making the gap much, much smaller. Now, all we have to do in this shot, step out to the side and do the same thing. Just like that. All right, so you see, the shot did not slide us all the way up to the basket, which is okay. We have a lot of rocks and roots right here on the ground that blocked our way to the basket. However, a super simple, super controlled shot gave us a 20-footer to save par versus throwing either one of the other two shots could have been less effective. just like that. Another time you could use this shot, and I use it a bunch for this as well, is if I'm not necessarily blocked off by any means. I've got a forehand route, I've got a backhand route. Problem is, there's a little bit of rollaway potential. The grade of this hill sloping down, backhand, you don't give it enough juice, could end up on the side of the hill, kick up and roll down. Forehand, one, there's this tree right here, but I'm not really worried about the tree. The same thing could happen. Could not give it enough juice, hit the edge of the hill, kick up and roll back down it. This is another perfect opportunity to throw this shot because it's gonna land flat on its stomach and it's not going to kick up to its corners and roll. 99% of the time, it's just gonna slide up towards the basket. Perfect. It's a super simple, low stress putt to save par, birdie, or sometimes even bogey. All right guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I know it was super short and super simple, but if you practice this shot, it is a very easy, high reward, low risk shot that can and will save you strokes on the course. I've had many people tell me that they need to learn that shot in the middle of a tournament because they put themselves in a precarious position and needed a shot like that to get out. But anyway, if you guys like that and it helped you, like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, post every Friday. You don't miss next week's post, and we'll see you next Friday.